Oh, I've just realised that my microphone has been off. Good morning, Angry Pizza. How are you doing? I'm just working on today's art print, which is Goblin Pirate, which will be the first print that's going to be released on my Etsy, which will be opening hopefully sometime before the end of this month. I'm working on photographs and things at the moment of products. But yeah, thank you very much for coming in. Hey Charlie, how you doing? Good morning to you. Hope you enjoyed last night's stream of Potion Craft. I think it was kind of fun. I probably won't. I probably will stream again, but maybe through Kunjun right away. Stuck in meeting. That's all right. No worries. Yeah, I enjoyed the game. I thought it was really good. I think I will play it again. Maybe leave it a week or so until see if they add some more stuff into the game, because I think we've pretty much seen the crux of it at the moment, but they are definitely developing more stuff to go with it, like expanding the potion shop and everything. So hopefully when they get that far with it, there'll be more for us to plan and get involved with and make decisions of. But I think it was quite good. But I'm looking forward to doing things like you're not expecting the game to play like that on a map. Yeah, I know, it was weird, wasn't it? Yeah, like having to use the ingredients and kind of follow through. Ah, thanks, Logan Charlie, for subscribing. Thank you very much. 9 months. Whoa, already time has flown. Thank you very much for subscribing for another month of the Feywild Folio. Yeah, having the map, I think it was kind of cool because yeah, the mushrooms and the items, yeah, I guess had different properties, but you could like water them down, and I think it was quite an interesting way of doing it. Yeah, the only frustrating thing was not having enough ingredients to really find out, you know, what we could actually get from those different ones, like having to avoid those areas of, you know, the skulls and stuff that would like just basically ruin the potion as it went through. But yeah, there were. Yeah, I don't know how he would do it, but yeah, I thought it was quite clever, and I love the art style for it as well. So, putting it just to put stuff in and see what happens. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much what, you know, a lot of other games are. They're just kind of like you put it in, and then the potion or the thing you're doing changes a different color. So perhaps, you know, with a puzzle game, you work it out based on, right, too much of that makes a brown mixture, which is a fail, and if too much of this would make it red, and too much of this would make it yellow, and you have to work out exactly which one you know makes it correct. But yeah, it was interesting, and you really had to think about, right, well, this moves in this direction, this moves up and then down, and yeah, I can see why you would have to work out what is the most efficient of the ingredients to go in, and the haggling system, I guess it worked. I wonder if there's maybe a better way of doing it, so because like even if I was hitting those ones and getting once the tilt had gone all the way down in my favor on the scales, then there wasn't any way of increasing the money any further. I guess there has to be a limit at some point because they're only going to give you so much. You can't just keep doing it and keep going up and up and up. Otherwise, you could really screw the game. But not being able to go to the shop when I wanted to get more herbs and things meant that I was having to wait and not be able to buy the things when I need to. I feel like I should be able to go if I'm running out of certain things. I should be able to go, even if it's like set times of the day that I need to see a potion seller, because you don't know if someone is actually going to come to your shop on that day and sell you items like mushrooms or plants, or the sorcerer getting like not being able to say that many spells. That was kind of difficult as well, because it meant you had to either remember or go through the process of going over the map and trying to remember what the path was again. So, but I guess it's in early access, so they'll probably think of things like that. The only problem with haggle is there's no reason not to. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's no reason not to haggle because it's not that difficult. I mean, sometimes it was difficult for me, but most of the time, yeah, you're just hitting those yellow sections. And even if you get 1 gold coin more, it's worth doing it. There's not really any reason just to take their base offer, unless you've annoyed them, and in which case that ability doesn't exist anymore. But yeah, it doesn't seem that you really need it. Yeah, like a lunch break that you could close the shop and go out. I like the fact that it isn't like a lot of those management games. You haven't got a time limit on the person waiting in the shop, because if you had like them coming in and they were getting more angry because they were having to wait for the potion to be made, as well as trying to have to like work out on the map how to get the new potion, that would mean all your customers would be angry all the time, I think, by the time that we worked it out. But yeah, it was kind of cool. But I'm looking forward to playing some Diablo on Friday and getting into some hacking and slashing and killing monsters and getting items and things. So they may be demanding, but at least they are patient. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I need this fire potion. But if you want to take your time, that's cool. I know they probably don't realize how long it takes to craft these things. That's what you need. You need people to be more patient with those special crafting skills. A bit like when artwork needs to be done. You need people who understand how long it takes to craft your art. Yes, like a good piece of art. Exactly. Yes, there you are. Oh yeah, I need to get back to you and Dawn actually about your commissions today. I've got to make sure I do that, because I've forgotten again. But yeah, I think it was fun. Hopefully everybody else who was there had fun watching along. But yeah, it's the first game stream. But yeah, I think I'm looking forward to playing Diablo with you on Friday, because I think having a couple of people there to like sort of chat backwards and forwards as well, because it's when I'm doing the single player, I'm just sort of like commenting and speaking out into the ether, just sort of narrating what I'm doing. But I have to keep looking up and like reading the chat and going over things at the same time as well. So sometimes if I focusing on the game, I don't get back to what people have said, and it's too late by that point. It's nice to have somebody else to be able to talk to and enjoy the game with at the same point that you can actually hear. But yeah, we'll have to do like maybe do like some kind of community game, like multi-game as well, because I think that would be a fun thing to do one evening. Yeah, retro combat. Yeah. Oh, and I don't know when was it tomorrow afternoon? You're free up a bit earlier, and we'll have to try and make sure we can connect and make sure we download any updates, because obviously they were doing work yesterday, so I expect there'll probably be patches and stuff to download. But yeah, hopefully we can get that linked in. At least we know the Discord stuff works. That's good. Right, so one came from there. This one comes from here. Not having a hotbar and needing to use the key functions. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's pretty old school. I haven't played I mean, I played Diablo 3 quite a lot when that came out, and I've played it again since with some of the expansions, but not for a while now. And then Diablo 2, I mean, I played it when it came out back in the day when early 2000s, was it, or before that? Was it the 1989? I don't know what year it originally came out in, but I remember playing it at university. Yeah, it must be like 99 or 2000 or something like that. Yeah, but it was about then, because I remember we got a copy of it at the university, because I just played through Diablo, and then somebody had Diablo 2, so I was like, oh yeah, I want to carry on the story, and then carry on with it. And I kind of remember the animatic at the beginning of the, because it was so like amazing to watch it. It was like really good 3D even for then. And I was at university doing a 3D course, so I was just like, wow, this is so cool. I want to be doing this. And yeah, I think I kind of remember the theme of it, but I mean, I don't no idea about the story or what we do or anything like that. So it will be as if I've never played it before anyway. So I'm looking forward to that kind of game, because it's just like, yeah, just smacking monsters, killing everything, getting gold, getting weapons, upgrading, changing your armor and stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Kill Satan. Yeah, basically, yeah, killing Diablo is the aim. And I think it was Diablo 2. I think I remember this right. I think Diablo 2 had the I don't know if it was a cheat or a special thing that happened once you completed the game, but there was an area basically that was just filled with cows with halberds that you just had to fight against, and like an endless swarm of them. I can't remember now how you got to that bit, but the cow level, yeah, exactly. I can't remember, yeah, if it was after the game or you had to go through a certain portal, because the portals to take you back to town and things were always a must-have. But yeah, there was a portal that opened a bit similar to the treasure goblins, where you could go into one of their worlds as well, and then it's just full of gold, and you had to try and get as much. There's a secret that people said was in D1, so they put it in D2. Oh, okay, cool. Hey, awesome. But yeah, I think I think you have to kill a random cow that could spawn a portal. Ah, okay, cool. All right, we might have to look into that as part of our journey. But I don't think it's going to be at the beginning, so we'll get into it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to picking a different class, because usually I think when I played Diablo games, I've probably been like maybe the paladin, or I think the first time I played I was like just a barbarian, because it was just like smash everything. I played the monk in Diablo 3, but yeah, I think I'll maybe try doing the druid, see how we go with that. But yeah, I'll have a proper look when we play, and have a think about what kind of character, something that we can both can help each other out with. Are you still thinking necromancer? Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'll have a read of all the different abilities and stuff that they've got as well, and have a little look through and see that we make sure that if we've got something that's range, that we have something that's close up as well going through. But my other question is, are we going to play like the regular game, like if your character dies then you can just respawn and come back, or are we going to play it on hard mode, where if a character dies, that's it, we have to like level a new one? Because you get the better stuff and the better, like, I think you get higher levels stuff if you play it on hard mode. But yeah, if you die, then that kind of sucks, because you lose everything that you've worked for before. I think it like deletes your save and everything. So I remember playing on the Diablo 3 doing that, and I was like going through, and I was an archer, and I was like doing really well, and then my daughter came in and was asking me something or needed something, so I turned briefly to see what she wanted and go, oh, that's all right, yeah, do that. Turn back, and my character was dead, and I was like, oh my god, I've been playing this for so long, and I can't believe my character's now dead. I can guarantee I'm not good enough for hardcore. Oh, okay, well, hey, maybe that's something we do as a special after we've played for a while and gotten used to the game, and maybe, you know, once we've got our skills up a bit and we feel like creating a new character that is on hardcore. I don't know if you can turn your game into hardcore after you've been playing for a while. I guess not. I guess you have to probably start in that mode. Anyway, we can have a little look and see. But yeah, I was just like, oh man, I can't be angry at her for like my character dying because she needed me for something. But I'm like, oh man, why didn't I just pause the game? Why didn't I just stop it? Why did I turn and forget at that moment? But there you go, c'est la vie. Damn children asking questions. How rude. Anyway, I'm going to try and get the line work done for this character today, and hopefully get onto a bit of colouring actually as well if we get time. Ruining their game time with their needs. Yeah, their needs coming in. Crying because they hurt themselves, and you know, it's like, come on, only wait until after I've got past this level. Are you all ready for Splank's game on Sunday, D&D? Excellent. You're bringing a Warforged, and so is Dawn, aren't they? And is Jedi bringing... Is it a halfling, their character? I can't remember. First time playing a barbarian. Excellent, so you get to rage. But he doesn't play like one. Okay, Jedi's... Oh, dwarf, that's right, yeah. Oh, is it Shinessa or... I can't remember. Let me have a look at the server. Oh no, it's Hazel. Hazel, the halfling druid. There you go. Oh, Dawn's put up their picture of their character. Awesome. That's gonna be cool. I feel that's a totally different type of character to the one that you're going to be bringing. This Warforged is completely, like, he's more sort of futuristic, but like with this sort of axe, this piano or axe they've got. It's cool. It's going to be fun. Spank managed. They said there were dropouts. Is it just the four of us playing now then? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, and Swanee as well. Has Swanee decided what she's playing yet? Oh, Swan might be in as well. Okay. Yeah, he's messaged her as part of this. Oh, then I get... Okay. Rapid Wizard, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, because I'm playing a wizard as well. So we're going to have 2 wizards, 2 Warforged, and a halfling. A rabbit, a fairy, 2 warforged and a halfling. What a mix. That's going to be interesting. Going to be interesting to see what happens. I'm glad that that Swanee's bringing in though a character from the new Witchlight, because that's kind of. I'll have to ask them if they're going to be using any of the same background kind of stuff with the Witchlight, because if they are, that's what my fairy character is coming from. So there may be some like links like to our characters if that's the case, but I don't know. I'll have to speak to her about that. Right, we're going to do the rest of this hand, and off the colour picker. No. And the rest of this dynamite as well. This is done. This is still in Photoshop at the moment, I'm afraid, Charlie, because I still haven't made that leap. I know. I need to make the leap to Clip Studio. I just keep I don't know. It's just muscle memory. Like I just open Photoshop and kind of start doing pieces, and then by the time I've got into the drawing, I'm like, oh man, I should have started this in Clip Studio. It's like I've paid for it and had it for years now. I still haven't used the bloody thing. I need to get into it. I need to do it. I will try and force myself into it to do your commission and Dawn's commission. Maybe that'll be the start of it. Because once I start using it, I think I'll get into that habit of using it. But I just open Photoshop by default, and yeah. I don't want to use Photoshop really. I want to move away from it, but I still have to use like After Effects and things. So I guess in my mind, I'm like, well, I'm still having to pay for the suite because I still want to use After Effects and Illustrator and things like that. So if I don't use Photoshop, I'm kind of not getting my money's worth. But it's so slow and clunky compared to other art programs that. Do mine in Clip. I will pay extra for it to be done in Clip. Okay. Well, I will. When I start working on it, I promise I will. I'll make. Let me make a note right now. Here we go. Okay. So. Oh, I need to highlight that. Okay. So. Clip Studio. Put a big sparkle around it. Dawn plus Charlie commission. Okay, I've written it down here, and I will do my best to remember to do it this way, and get into it. Just get on with it and stop avoiding it. It's funny though, because I've had it on the taskbar. And I have actually clicked to open it by mistake several times, and then I've closed it down again because I'm like, oh no, I didn't want that. I wanted Photoshop. So I feel like I should have accidentally got into using it before now anyway. So, but yeah, I will try and get your one and Dawn's one as well in there, because once I've started, I won't have an excuse really at that point. How long did I do this? I won't have an excuse then that I haven't done anything in it, and I won't have an excuse to say, I was thinking about doing it, but I started it in the other program. Just have to make sure that I just get on with it. I'll perhaps if I I'll do the. Yeah, I'll have to do the work. Maybe I'll do a stream. I'll do a stream, whether it will be online or whether it will be like in the Discord. But I'll start it off, and then you guys can watch. And if I'm not using Clip Studio, you can shout at me and say, "Close it down and open Clip." Luckily, if I start doing work on something, in Photoshop, you can actually open Photoshop files in it and then work on them from there. So it's not as if if I start one, I can't continue in another program. But you know, it's just I'm just used to this program now, so I know where everything is. And I'm like, will it take longer if I have to learn another program? I'm sure it wouldn't take too much of a hassle to change over. I'll do it. I'll get there. If for no other reason, just so I've got a system that doesn't get completely caned while Photoshop is running. Sometimes it just fills up the C drive, like the scratch disks. And I can sometimes be working on a relatively small file size, and for some reason that day the C drive just fills it. It just fills up the C drive, and then it just slows down, and then things stop working. And when I'm dragging layers around, the layers will kind of go invisible for a moment, and then they'll flick back on when I kind of toggle the layer on and off again. So yeah, I need to move across, because yeah, Photoshop for some reason just does not like working. And it's not a problem that's just appeared. For years, Photoshop has all these little niggles. Worst one being that they like having an update and then losing all your like settings that you've had for ages. That was a huge thing on the last update, or whenever the last update I actually did. I've shied away from ever doing them again now. So we didn't have that when we had the CD versions of Photoshop and that. I never had any problems with those versions. They were very reliable, and we keep using them for ages. And it all went on the cloud, and then it all got buggered up. Okay. Let's round that bit out a little bit more. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned it before, but I had my boiler is losing pressure at home, and I found that there was like a little bit of a leak on one of the radiators, so I had a plumber come round and sort that out. And yeah, it was when they were installing the floor. I think they may have banged it, and it's just enough to kind of cause it. So he came and did it, and I didn't have to pay anything. The company picked up the tab for that, which is good. And I thought, that's the end of it. And the plumber topped up the boiler with some pressure, and just said like to keep an eye on it. So I kept an eye on it, and then over the course of like a week, side looks bigger than the other side. It should be a little bit narrower. Over the course of a week, I looked at it, and it was still losing a little bit. And I sort of run the guy back, the plumber guy, and I was like, "Is this an issue or not?" And he said, "Oh no, it will probably be settling down after putting the pressure in, and there are auto valves on the radiators and that'll leak it, let a bit of air out when it's all until the pressure sort of regulates." So that made sense to me. So I was like, "Okay, cool, I'll leave it, and I'll keep an eye." And he said he could come back and top up the pressure again if he needed to. So I kept an eye on it. It went down a bit, and then it sort of looked like maybe it wasn't moving so much. I was like looking at it every day, like staring at it. Like as they say, if you watch a kettle trying to boil, it will never boil. But I was looking at it, and I was convinced that it was like lower than it should be, or perhaps it should have more pressure in there. So rather than getting the plumber out again, I topped the pressure up and went up. And for a few days, it looked like it was kind of in the same place. It moved down a slight bit, and I thought maybe that's just because I've, extra pressure been put on there and it's just kind of regulating itself again, so I didn't really think anything of it. And then over the course of another week, I was like looking at it all the time and checking it and making sure. And of course, the needle does go up and down every now and again, because obviously when you use the boiler, you're using water in the house. It will do, but I was like, it still looks like it's going down slowly, even when we're not using it day after day. Anyway, so I decided I need to have someone have a look at it, just in case, because we're getting into winter. I don't want the water and stuff in the house to be, or the heating to be screwed up. So I actually pay for British Gas for their like boiler checks and for insurance, and you have to pay like a £60 premium for them to come out, or whatever it is. But it covers all the labour and all the cost of all the materials. So I was like, well, I'd rather get them to come out and have a look. And if it costs me 60 quid and there's no real problem, or it's a minor thing, that's fine. But if it come up and it's a bigger problem, then obviously 60 quid is a pretty good deal. So I got the guy to come out, and he came out yesterday and had a look in there. And the only thing that I thought of is that there's a little pipe that comes out the back wall outside, and it's like an overflow. It's like if the pressure builds up too much, it needs to open and then it can shoot it out there. It should be dry unless there's been an issue, in which case it's had to vent the water. And I had checked it, luckily a day before it had been raining, because I probably wouldn't have been able to tell, and it had a little bit of a drip on it. So I was like, is that because it's just a one-off thing, or maybe the valve is still open? I don't know. Anyway, when he came and he looked, he decided that it shouldn't be wet at all, and so he was going to replace that. But also, because it's a condenser, it has an area in it where it boils the water, and it has like an internal bladder that goes inside it, and then it heats up the water and then sends it around. He said sometimes those can go as well. Basically, it doesn't matter to him how much work needs to go into it, because I'm already covered with the insurance. The 60 quid covers everything. So he basically said, well, I'll just replace both, and then we're on the safe side. Then if there was an issue, then we've basically changed the main parts of this boiler, and then hopefully that would fix it anyway. So I was like, all right, yeah, cool, sounds good. So he's coming back today, and he's just gonna replace all those main parts. So hopefully that by doing that'll be the issue solved, and we won't have to worry about it anymore. But I thought it was kind of cool that he's just gonna replace all those bits, and I don't have to worry about labour and everything else now. I can just fix it all. So it was worth having the insurance. What resolution do you draw in? I basically I draw usually at like A4 size, unless I'm planning to maybe have a piece that's going to be like maybe an A3 if I want to do like a really complicated piece where I need more space. But yeah, generally I'm working at an A4 size, which is, what's the resolution on this one? 2480 by 3508. That's the dimensions, which works out to be, what's it, 21 inches by 23 or something like that. What if I put it into centimeters? 21 by 29. So yeah, so an A4 size essentially. But I work at 300 dpi as well, so you could actually scale that up and print it out, because you don't necessarily need to print at 300. You can get away with doing lower than that. Like, you probably could drop down to 180 and then get it up to an A3 size. But I only did that size because I was thinking, will more people want to buy prints that are that big? Like A3 is quite a large size to put on your wall, or are they more likely to do like A4 and A5, because then you can put more on the wall? And it seemed that most people were more interested in the smaller versions of artwork, so they could have more up, or they would fit better, because A3 is quite big if you're trying to fit that on the wall. Like, I've got a few pieces and I don't have a lot of room in my office now. Like, I've taken up the wall with shelving and various other bits and pieces around me, so I'm going to have to put some of the artwork that I've got in the smaller gaps around, just to fit it in. So but yeah, that's the usually what I work at, is that A4 size. I need to start putting more nails in the wall, hang up all my art. Yes. Well, you could do that, or you could use those little sticky, like the not Velcro, but the little sticky pad, the things that you put up, because they can hold quite a lot of weight. They're not the ones that are just kind of yeah, they command strips. Yeah, they're almost like Velcro, but they're like plastic. They're like little plastic connections that you put together, and they sort of click in when you put it in there. They're super strong. Like I've held up. I got some prints done, or like photographs done when my daughter was born. Me and my wife and her. On like the metal kind of brush metal kind of prints frames that they can do, and they were reasonable size. But these things held them on the wall, for years. They never moved. They held the weight of that quite nicely. So I would always do put things up on the wall with those now rather than nails and things, because then you can just take them off the wall so easily, and they never seem to leave a mark. So. Right. How is this looking? Zoom out a little bit. Cool. Okay, so we've got the two hands down. We've got some more of her top done. Right, we need to do this. This is time consuming, but it looks nice when it's done. So I need to do all this stitching on the side next. But before they do that, I am just going to quickly go and grab myself a new coffee, because the coffee I've got here has gone cold, and nobody likes cold coffee. Well, maybe you do. If you have iced coffee, I suppose that's cold coffee. That's quite nice. Anyway, I'm just going to quickly go and get myself something else to drink. So I will be right back. So stick around, and I will continue in a minute. Bye for now. Oh, I was talking, but I had myself muted. Oh. I was just saying that I have my nice hot coffee now. That's good. But I was saying I forgot to mention that when I was talking about the my boiler issue, the reason I said about that is the boiler man is coming back today, so I am going to stream until he turns up. I think he said he was going to turn up about midday, so I should be able to do the stream the normal length that I was planning to. But in case he messages me and says he's coming earlier, that is might be a reason I have to disappear earlier today. But hopefully we will get enough time to finish off the artwork here for this one. Some clever people have things like this. They've got lots of laces and things to do. They created a brush where you can just like pull down and it will just like fill in all the laces and stuff for you, which is kind of cool, and I probably will do that when I move across to using Clip Studio. I think you can do the same thing in Photoshop, but I don't know. I like the process of drawing, so I don't know. I always like to do things by hand if I can. But I should probably look into things like that so that it just sort of speeds up the process. I think if I was doing boots and I was doing them like very regimented and they had to all look identical going down, I probably would. But for something like this, which is supposed to be a little bit more random to it, like not so neat, being this pirate, then I think it's probably all right. But I do like the details. I do like the details. Oh, has anyone here watched Squid Game on Netflix? You have not? No. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's I won't say too much about it, but essentially the idea is people. I think it's Korean. I think the idea is that people who have got themselves into a situation that they're like hugely in debt get given this opportunity to play games, essentially kids games, to be able to win ultimately a load of money to sort their lives out and be okay. But it's on like a grand scale, so there's like 456 players, and those they play 6 games, and then numbers get whittled down, and then somebody at the end will win and get all the money. But what they don't know is that these games are kind of like life and death. So essentially, if you don't pass or you don't go through the game, didn't make it to the other end, then you're killed, or you die through some other means. So it's very like graphic and intense, the kind of the storyline to it. But I was like hooked all the way through. I was just like, I need to watch the next episode, and the whole thing's out on Netflix that you can watch. But yeah, I was just like, oh man, gotta watch this. But I've watched quite a lot of other like Japanese films and things as well, where you don't always get like happy endings. You get endings that you have to think about more. They don't wrap things up in a nice bow like they do for like more Western films. But I think there's something quite nice about that. But yeah, the game itself, I suppose it's a little bit like sort of, I suppose, equivalent of Hunger Games, but more brutal. And I guess the original Battle Royale was probably the original idea for where that comes from. But yeah, it's definitely one to watch. My wife wasn't really interested. She didn't like the sound of it, or perhaps like the theme going through it of what people doing. But it's definitely, I think it's definitely worth watching. It's emotional. It pulls on your emotional heartstrings as well, as you get to like certain characters and like what they go through. Like it's pretty horrific if you think about it. Like if you were put in that situation. But yeah, it's really good. I recommend watching it. There seems to be quite a lot of things. I'm still waiting for more Witcher to come out. I'm hoping that's going to come out sometime soon, towards the end of this year. And Lock and Key, I started watching, I think, that as well. So more of that. What else was there? There were loads of stuff. I'm still really annoyed though, like with things like Disney Plus, that you can have stuff on Disney Channel, but Disney Plus is kind of like the poor cousin. Like if you've got that, you have to still wait ages. Like I was watching Owl House, and we watched the whole season of that, and it's been out in America for ages, and yet we still haven't got it here in the UK. And it's just like, in a world now where we live with digital content, where it can be anywhere, it can just be streamed from any place, we shouldn't have these restrictions anymore. It's like, if you've got the show, why not let everyone watch it and enjoy it and talk about it? Because otherwise you get spoilers everywhere still of what's happening, and people get frustrated not doing it. And the biggest con is like when they release films and you're paying for like Disney Plus, and then they release a film, but they show it, they like tantalize you by like, here's the film, and if you pay 20 quid, you can watch it right now. But it will be free to you in 2 or 3 months time. And you're like, oh man, I can't wait. I've got to pay the money now. So you're paying 20 quid on top of your normal subscription just to go and see this film. I guess all the the streaming services like that are the same, but it's so annoying when you're trying to save some money and they split everything up and then they delay it. I guess the answer is to go and get something like NordVPN and just change your IP address so you're like in America, so you can get all the stuff straight away. But then you've got another service to pay for, haven't you, really? Sorry, phone's just gone super busy, so I haven't heard anything in the last 10 minutes. That's all right. I don't think I've said anything in the last 10 minutes, so that's okay. I've just been concentrating on drawing. Is it a busy day, Charlie? People ringing you, wanting your advice. It's like another day on Discord for you, I expect. People needing your advice, your wise counsel. Yeah, you should do. Yeah, you should have your own agony art page, I guess. You could do that as your alternate stream. You could have, today, Sarah from Middlesex has written in with this problem. How do I stop the computer from making a buzzing noise? Or how do I tell someone who is in my stream that I like them without saying it? And then you could give your words of advice on stream for all the people who have similar problems. Call it Charlie's Corner or something like that. Charlie's wise counseling words. You could have a Patreon where people they can just join it just to be able to ask questions, get that much needed counsel from you. Or Charlie, my streamers keep posting their Twitch links in the wrong channel. How do I stop them from doing this? How can I make it more clear? There is no cure for stupidity. That's just your tagline on the show. And remember, folks, there's no cure for stupidity. Right, so that's that there. This is over here. My version of Stay on the Path. That's right, exactly. There you are. You wanted something cool like that at the end of your show. That's perfect. Oh, got a call coming in, guys. 1 second. Okay, so yep, Gasman is on the way, so he's going to be here in the next half an hour. So I'll probably stream for the next 20 minutes, and then I will have to pop off for a bit. I will try and jump back on again though, and continue the stream after they've been and gone. I don't know how long they're going to be here though, so I will have to update you about social media. But I will carry on for the moment until I hear a knock at the door. Ooh, yeah, I know. But I will try and stream after they've gone. He's actually here. He's going to be here earlier than I thought, which is actually pretty good because I've got to pick up my daughter later as well. So that actually works out better for me. But I will carry on. Until we need to stop. So do not worry. Morphe. Yeah, I promise I will come back again once it's finished, depending on how long it is. If he's too long, then I might not be able to, but as he's going to replace 2 major parts in the boiler, so yeah, we'll have to just wait and see how long that takes him to do. Hopefully he won't be too long, but I just want to make sure that boiler is working all good before we get too cold. It's already started to get that little bit colder in the mornings, I've noticed, and in the evening. When I was sitting here last night playing games, it wasn't until I finished that I realised, oh, actually, yeah, it's getting a bit cold here sitting in the office. Need to start putting that heating on. Okay. Bottle. I could really go with winning the lottery, and I can just pay you the wage to do my hardest draw. Yeah, I mean, if that happens, Charlie, then by all means, I am quite happy to be your personal artist. Just continuously working on your stuff. That's fine. Of course, the only downside for me is that if anything ever happens to you, Charlie, then that my income is immediately gone. So I'd have to make sure that not only are you happy with the artwork, that you're kept safe, and don't get not down by a bus or anything like that. Otherwise, that's the end of both of us. Yeah, I'm gonna get my Etsy store together hopefully in the next few weeks. I've got due to some photographs. I've got to print out some more of the merch that I'm planning to sell. Got to get some photographs done for those, and then I got to go in which looks like quite a laborious process of putting all the details in for every item into Etsy. So I'm going to start with a few items. I think Vex recommended that it was better to put up like a new item every week so that it looks like your store is being filled in like an irregular amount, rather than like uploading like 20 things and then not uploading anything for a while. So I meant to ask yesterday, with a Patreon commission, does it have to be a pre-existing character? I guess not. No, I mean, if you want me to if you want me to come up with a character, like design one for you, I guess I can do that as part of it. It would be obviously easier if you have a pre-existing character that I can use as the basis for doing it. But if you want to use that and actually create a character, for me to create you a character based on your description, yeah, I can do that as well. I mean, I think you're the only one on that tier anyway, so yeah, that's fine. Oh, I've sent out the Patreon rewards for this month, so hopefully they should turn up today or tomorrow. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, yeah, if not pre-existing characters, then just give me some references and some details and stuff, and I'll do my best to work them out. I think this month will be on one of the lads. You've already done me, so no issue there. Okay, cool. No worries at all. Ooh, oh my goodness, that wasn't right. Okay. Do her butt. Got a little sewn up section here that's kind of split. Rough stitching across here. Ooh. Right. Here. We've got these. You've got the knee, and you've got that sort of like little puff of cloth around the leg there. Oh yeah, and the other thing I was going to say, yeah, with the Patreon, this month's print, the winner in the poll is the Vampire Ball for Halloween this year. So I'm going to be working on some ideas for that as well. Thinking of probably like a masquerade ball, I think, but vampire themed. So that will be the print that we, once I've done a bit more on this one and get some colours down on it, then we'll be working on that. Excellent. Yeah, I thought that one would be the people voting on the other ones as well. So there was been a bit more activity this month, which is good. So I'm glad more people are getting involved with the voting. But yeah, the vampire ball will be the one we're working on. So yeah, have a little think about what I'm gonna do. Whatever you vote for seems to win. I think you've just got good taste, Charlie. I think you're just good at spotting the good ideas. Or perhaps people are influenced by your decisions. By what's Charlie done? Oh, he's done that. Okay, that must be the correct course of action. We will do that. We will follow our leader, Charlie. He has all the answers. This bit. This around here. Time. Yeah. You spotted me, so it must be true. Exactly. Thank you, Charlie. That's it. Your influence is going to Bring the people in. That's what I want. You're not going anywhere. Excellent. That's good to know, Charlie. Thank you for sticking around and supporting us as much as you do. It's really appreciated. Okay, so a few of those bits out later on. Okay, so sword. Got this rope finished off. Okay, well, I think we've got most of the line work done. There's a few things I need to tweak. I've got to finish off that rope going between legs there. But we're pretty much there. I have to leave at this point because the plumber will be here. The body guy will be here in a minute. So I'll have to leave it here for the moment. So when they have come and gone, then I can carry on. I might actually, while they're here, I might just finish off the last bit of this inking. And then I will, hopefully, if they're not too long, I will pop back on again. And then we can start looking at doing some colouring for this character. So thank you very much for coming along and keeping me company this morning. I hope you enjoyed the stream. And yeah, I will hopefully be back on a little bit. I'll tweet on Facebook if I am able to come back on again. Otherwise, I will see you next time. So yeah, keep an eye out on that. And as always, remember to stay on the path. Thank you very much for coming along. See you later. Bye.